Hi, I'm Gary Morgan. We're here with mayoral candidate Joe Young, and we're going to be asking a few questions here. Joe, could you tell us just a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. I've been married to my wife, Lisa, for 26 years. We have 4 children. 2 of those are adult children, young adults that graduated from Scottsboro High School, and they're currently preparing for their careers. And then we have 2 younger children that we adopted through Jackson County DHR. We became a foster family, and were able to adopt those 2 children. I have a background experience in business. When I first began in ministry, I was bivocational, and I managed 3 different carport auto parts stores. One of them was an upstart, a brand new store, so I've launched business. I also managed a store in which I was awarded multiple times for growth of business, for the largest increase in business, and then I went on to manage one of the largest stores in the chain. And the average sales of that store was $1.4 million. And I've been in ministry in churches ranging in size from 50 to several hundred, so I have a lot of leadership experience. I've been in leadership pretty much all of my adult life. But I'd have to say that my greatest accomplishment is and will always be my family.
Why do you want to be mayor of Scottsboro, Alabama?
Well, I love this city. For my wife and I, Scottsboro's an answer to prayer. I grew up in a pastor's home, so I moved around a lot growing up. And then when I became a pastor, we moved around a lot. And we wanted a hometown for our children as well as for ourselves. So we began to pray and ask God to put us somewhere where we could grow roots. And to make a long story short, God brought us here to Scottsboro. We fell in love with the city and knew that this was an answer to our prayers. So we love Scottsboro. I'm concerned, another reason I want to be mayor is that I'm concerned about the lack of job opportunities for our young people. With 2 young adult children who are preparing for their careers, I just don't know that there's going to be the opportunities for them to stay here. And so that is a great concern of mine, so I really want to work hard on economic development and creating an environment that our children want to stay here and raise their families if they choose to. I also feel like we need a mayor that has a fresh perspective, that's open to new ideas and new way of doing things.
Why should I elect you as mayor of Scottsboro over the other 2 candidates?
Okay, that's a good question. I would say you should vote for me because I'll do the better job. My background experience in business and ministry, I feel, give me a better leadership perspective. It has developed my leadership skills in a way that I will do a better job of representing ourselves. I can work with business leaders. I feel like I would do a better job in representing our city to businesses that we're trying to attract and come in and move here to Scottsboro. My leadership experience has taught me much about relationships, especially in ministry, because in ministry you can't lead with a paycheck. You have to lead with character. You have to lead with good relationship skills, and when there's disagreement or conflict, you have to maintain those relationships. People don't follow you because they have to. They choose to, unless you want an empty church. So those experiences go together to equip me, I feel like, in a better way than the other candidates, to work well with our city council, to work well with business leaders, and grow our city and get things done.
How do you see the relationship between the mayor and city council?
Well, let me talk about the way I see it if I become mayor. By nature, I'm collaborative in my leadership style. It's how I've led throughout my entire life, in my family, in business, as well as in church. I've led collaboratively, and so I can see in the future, if I'm mayor, the city council and myself working together. As I said, I have those kind of people skills, relationship skills, that even when there's disagreement, and you're never going to have a mayor that agrees with every city council member on every single subject or every single topic and situation that comes up. It's inevitable that there's going to be times where one or more of the city council may be in disagreement with me or with one another. But I have the relationship skills to maintain a good working relationship even when there's disagreement, maybe even in the point of conflict. So I see the city council and the mayor's office working well together if I'm elected mayor. Certainly we wouldn't have the kind of scenario we've got currently with the veterans ballparks. I think that's just a breakdown in relationships and communications. That type of thing would not happen if I was mayor.
If elected mayor of Scottsboro, what would be your number 1 goal, your number 1 priority in which you want the citizens of Scottsboro to know that you would accomplish for them?
Okay. My number one priority is to lead in a trustworthy manner. I want to lead our city with the highest ethical and moral standards that will inspire confidence and trust in our government, that will cause people both within our city as well as outside our city to respect us. I think that's very important. My number one goal would be economic development, to work to bring in not just retirees, but I think there's a way that we can even recruit families to move into our community. We have a great parks and recreation, a lot to offer families within our city and within our community. We'd like to work together with other agencies to improve the way we're promoting our city for tourism. I'd also work hard, as I've already said, to bring in industry and jobs to our community. But I'd also like to work with the City Council and other business leaders and nonprofits to start a small business initiative that would help local people who want to start their own business get their business up and running in a way that is successful and thriving, and give them a leg up, because most small businesses don't last very long, and I think there's a way that we can turn that trend around and create local wealth and more business within our own community.
Will you support the first Monday Trade Day event? Do you have any comments? Specific
Absolutely,
comments
I would
that?
support that. I think it's what we've seen in the past, that it's been very vibrant and healthy for our community. It's brought people in from outside of our community, and I definitely can see it being restored to that. I think it is in need of some TLC, and I would be more than happy to work with leadership within our community to turn our first Monday around and get it thriving again.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, I think there's one other thing that we haven't talked about that is important to me, and it's beautification of our city. We have a hometown charm that's just not visible. I would like to see better landscaping, just general cleanup of our city. There's too much trash in our ditches and on the sides of our roads. I'd like to see us clean up our city, keep it clean, beautify it, because it'll create a better quality of life for those of us who live here, as well as a better experience for tourists who come. And I also think it'll make a better first impression when we're recruiting business and industry into our community. So that's one thing that is very important to me, and I believe to our city as well.
Joe, thank you. That's it.
Well, thank you, Gary. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, sir. This is Gary Morgan, arclight.blogspot in the borough. We've been here with mayoral candidate Joe Young. And Joe, good luck to you once again.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Gary.